How do you feel that you've progressed since the start of camp?
I think we've made a lot of good progress. I really like the way our guys are working. I like the tempo of our practice. We really haven't had a bad practice. At times the execution isn't what it needs to be, but I don't think we've had a day that the guys didn't come out here with the attitude of working and getting better.
When you look at the defensive line, obviously you have a guy with an all-MAC selection, Chris Jones. Who are some of the other guys on the line that you envision stepping up this year and having big breakout years?
Well, for us to be the defense we want to be and for us to have the year that we want to have, Kevin Moore is going to have to step up and become an all-MAC player. I mean, it's his third year as a starter. He's got the physical skills to do it, and he's got to have a. Chris Jones has to be Chris Jones. Kevin Moore has to have a breakout season for us, and then guys like Ted Allett, Jarris Campbell, Ronnie Goebel, Brian Thomas, Charlie Walker. Those guys need to be really, really good football players and solid players that can give us a lot of quality reps. And hopefully one of those guys will break out and have an all-MAC type year too.
How has that unit grown, not just through camp, but also through spring as well? How are they a different unit than they were
Well,
towards
it
the
just,
end of the year?
you have really the only two guys that have extensive playing experience are Kevin and Chris. And this happens frequently in recruiting, especially at that position, that you redshirt guys their first year, they get their feet wet a little bit, and then their third year has to be the year that they turn the corner and become players. And that's where Ronnie, Ted, and Jarris, it's their time. We redshirted them, they played a little bit last year, and they've tasted it, and now they have to become good Division I football players for us, and I think all three of those guys are capable of doing that.
When you look at the quarterback battle, just talk a little bit about the competition right now between Matt and Trent, where you guys stand on that.
Well, they're pushing each other, and I've said this many times, we need to have at least two quarterbacks playing at a high level, and both of those guys are playing at a high level. I mean, inevitably, a guy is your starter, and he has to take the snaps at Idaho, but right now both of those guys are playing extremely well. They're both similar quarterbacks in terms of their skill set. It's not like the one guy is a spread quarterback and you're going to run him 50 times and the other guy's a pro style. They both run our style of offense, so the offense doesn't change with either one of them. And I think right now, we have two quarterbacks playing at a level far above what we had any one quarterback playing at last year. So we're better at the position, and we just got to play it out the next week to 10 days and see who wins the job.
So is that the timetable there for name and starter? You're going to go with it up until the opener? You're going to give one guy just time to prepare before about a week or so before?
I mean, I haven't set a date in stone, and whoever we name the starter for Idaho, we're going to keep getting the other guy ready too, because injuries in this sport happen, especially at that position. So ideally we'd like to maybe name a starter the weekend before Idaho, but I mean, I'm not going to set an artificial date. When the thing happens, it happens.
When you look at your receivers, you have a big guy coming back in, Kamar Jordan. Who are some of the other guys that you look this year to step up and make plays?
Well, Eugene Cooper's had himself a great camp. I mean, he's really did a lot of good things last year as a punt returner, but now he's becoming very comfortable with the offense, and all those dynamic things we saw him do as a punt returner, he's now doing as a wide receiver. Adrian Hodges has played a lot of football. I'm really pleased with Ray Hudson. Ray Hudson was a guy that played a lot of snaps 2 years ago for us. Kind of the last year has battled injuries, and he really has raised up his level of play. And I think Sean Joplin keeps on getting better and better. So, we have five really good guys, and then Justice Jones and Heath Jackson is really coming on as well, and Stevie Dunlap. So, in a lot of ways, I think that's the most talented and deepest position on our football team.
All right, Coach, thank you for your time.